Hey everyone, welcome back to this golf cart project. I am going to try to wrap this up pretty soon. I've been waiting to hear from the owner on dimensions for these top and bottom cross members here for the windshield. We were going to do one of the pre-made folding kits, but he opted for just a piece of Lexan full-size windscreen. So that kind of opens up my options and basically just makes it so I can kind of match this dimension here, come down to a tube as long as it's out of the line of sight, and then another one down close to this dash as long as the key here is not obstructed, it's going to be okay. So I need to measure and cut here. I believe these are parallel, but you always measure before you cut, and then you measure again after you make your marks. So I've got to add some tabs. We're going to do 4 tabs, one in each corner, and then another one in the center on each side so that Lexan doesn't wobble back and forth. We got a light tab we're going to put in here, kind of in line with the driver's head. And he's a pretty short guy, so a light, 4 inches hanging down is going to be nowhere near his head. And he wants to have that on the inside lower part of the tube, so if he ever goes with some type of a canvas top, the outside is smooth and we won't have to have any rip points. So it's time for me to get to work so I can wrap this up. I want to give a quick shout out to Mr. Hunter's class there in Pennsylvania. You know who you are. I really appreciate the technical vocation schools, and I myself went to one called Heartland's Institute of Technology in Ionia, Michigan when I was in high school. I learned so many skills in the automotive and fabrication side of the world that I've been able to take with me throughout, along with just, project planning and knowing what tools do and how to use them. And not like I ever really practice it, but taking care of tools and having some type of an organization plan. I'm really working on that. But just thanks again for watching. And keep doing what you're doing as far as your learning, because your skills that you're learning right now are so valuable. So keep it up, guys and ladies. If anybody's watching, take care. Sometimes things just need to be pleasing to the eye. Like if you look at that top, everything's parallel. So then I'm just coming down here and checking my parallel, right there. And that looks pretty good to me. I'll double check it with a gauge, but I'm pretty sure that's where that top's getting tacked in. And then with the view here, this is my head, is what we're looking at, or looking out of. And I'm no taller than he is, so that looks pretty good. It's out of the line of sight. It'll work. It's always really good to deburr your edges. Clean that off, and also keep in mind that a lot of the welding points, like right there, they're pretty thin, and we want to be able to weld good metal. So we're going to knock off that corner right there and get to the point where when we weld, we actually have good penetration to good metal. My angle finder here is right on with that top bar, and the top bar is right on with the rest. it in parallel. I'm going to tack this as well. I've got my 4 corner tabs tacked in, and now I'm at the point where I can disassemble this from the car and actually start welding. And then I'll put those middle tabs in and the back one when I have it apart. All right, now we're getting somewhere. I can actually do some real welding. Part of building these cages is the art of the weld. You want your welds to look good, so you don't have to grind them down. And there's a few things that contribute to that. Clean metal is going to be the biggest thing. And another good point is, like I said when I was over on the grinder, getting to good solid metal, not just clean metal, something that when you weld it's not going to blow out. So that good deburr job is going to come into effect here. And then also, when I'm doing my welds, I'm going to try to do only 2 welds per joint. So starting at my inside corners, I'll go with my gun. I'm going to try to make sure I can get from here and follow all the way around to at least the other intersecting point there. So I'm going to have 180 degrees of welding before I do the other side. And most likely I'm going to do all of my top welds first, and then I'll just flip this entire thing over and then do all my bottom welds. Instead of trying to get underneath and work in there like that, I can just flip the piece over and start welding again and have good clean starts and stops, and only one start and one stop on one side, one start, one stop on the other. That's going to make a very good looking quality job. There we go, everything is welded up, and I got the front bumper welded. The only thing I have left to do is add those 2 tabs and then add the one for the light over there, and that's it. One other thing, I need to notch that plastic bumper out to fit over that angle iron, but that'll be pretty quick too. Well, there we go. We've got the bumper done. The cage is all welded up. We've got all the tabs on it for the windshield. We've got the light tab on it there. On the back, as the customer requested. And everything is welded up and bolted in place. And per the customer's request, everything is just in raw finish, because this whole car is going to get torn down, stripped, and painted and done up real nice with the lift kit and tires. He asked if I had spare time to build some Nerf bars or side steps, but I started running out of gas for my welder, and for the sake of time, we are just going to hold off for another date or something like that. So here we are finished. Thanks again for watching another quick little project build, and that's that. Have a nice day.